Hey guys, it's Mohammad Jawad from bitband.org. In the previous part, we talked about decorators, what they really are, and what problems do they solve. In this part, we step forward and learn more advanced syntax for the concepts we've learned. Before going on, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do hit that subscribe button and that like button. That will motivate me to prepare more valuable content for you. Please do that. We know instead of decorating our counter function by writing counter equal stopwatch counter, we can use this fancy syntax. And we know that when we call our counter function, the actual function that is getting called is the stopwatch function. And since that stopwatch function is returning the wrapper function, so the real function that is being called is the wrapper function which is getting called. Wait a second, what if the counter function returns something? Let's say it returns the number of elements it counted. Let's test it. We get none, and why is that? Because remember, we are calling that wrapper function, and that wrapper function is not returning anything. So the default returning of a function is the none. So if a function doesn't return anything, that will return none. To solve this problem, we need to return in the wrapper function, but here is another problem. Return statement will stop the function, so what about the lines below the return statement? They won't get executed. To solve this problem, we store the result in a variable and return it at the end. Now we can see that everything works okay. But here is another problem. Objects in Python have a name attribute, which returns the name of that object. On top of that, we got a help function, which returns the documentation string of a function. So when we try to get the name attribute of our counter function or call help function on it, we'll get the corresponding info about the wrapper function, not the counter function. And why is that? Remember, the actual function which is being called under the hood is the wrapper function, not the counter function. Here is a question: how to solve this problem, how to get info of the counter function which we're working with, not that wrapper function which is hide somewhere that is not supposed to leak outside the decorator. Well, here Python introduces a decorator named wraps, which we can import it from the functools module. So then the only thing we have to do is to wrap our wrapper function with this wraps decorator. And now we expect everything to work correctly. Let's see it. We see that the name attribute of our counter function is returning the name of the counter function, and the same applies for the help function. Hope you enjoyed it, guys. If it was helpful, please subscribe and hit that like button. And if there's any question, let me know in the comments. Take care.